Quarter of this clash here this afternoon brought to you by Guest Video Productions, PO Box 1561 Geelong, phone 052 430 653 for your copies of this game or any other game that is videoed by the Guest Video Production. Right, the GDF Division 2 Grand Final of the Under-17s, Anakie, Lara, Eastern Suburbs, where we see Anakie, Lara enjoying a 3-goal advantage here. Right, the umpire with the ball in the centre holds it aloft, and we're underway for the third quarter. The bounce of the ball, up they go. Jacob gets a tap down to Whitcomb for Eastern Suburbs. He couldn't pick the ball up. Jacob's in there again. Tries to get it forward. Comes out for Anakie, Lara. Goes in towards the centre of the ground. Picked up by Eastern Suburbs, who kicked the ball wide out towards the half-forward flank. Over the back of the pack. Nice play there for Anakie by Daniel Rees. Traps the ball, and the umpire will move in and ball it up. Right, the bounce of the ball. Up they go. Jacob in there. Over the top comes Anakie, Lara. Whitcomb in there for Eastern Suburbs. Thumps the ball down towards the forward line. A mark drop down there by Anakie, Lara. He's quick enough to get back onto it. Kick the ball down towards the centre. And a nice mark, uncontested, taken by Truan. A quick handball to a running teammate here in the agency of Green. Sees the ball go towards centre half forward. Anakie, Lara bounce the ball once there. A handball back to Green. Green now steadies it, has a flying shot for goal, a bad shot for goal. Should have kicked it a little bit earlier, I think. He tried to do too much and the ball was going over the line and out of bounds, and the resultant free kick taken for Eastern Suburbs right in the back pocket. Eastern Suburbs drive the ball out towards the 50-metre line. Up they go out there, and Truan's out there again and takes a nice mark for Anakie. A bad pass, looking for a teammate there. He runs onto the ball now. He handballs it back to Truan. Truan comes across the half-forward line, stabs the ball down. Nicely picked up here and handball forward for Anakie by Downs, but trapped there by Eastern Suburbs defence. They thump the ball out. Comes out, picked up for Anakie, Lara, dodging and weaving. They handball it wide, where we see running onto the ball here is Jolly. Jolly screws the ball back over his shoulder to the full forward coming out. Couldn't take the mark. Desperate Eastern Suburbs defenders picking the ball up and having a flying shot for goal for Anakie, Lara there. The ball goes down towards the pocket and over and out. Right, the ball in out of bounds 5 metres around from the behind post here. The ball's thrown in high. Up they go. Whitcomb takes the ball out of the air, grabs it, tries to handball it when tackled, and the umpire will move in and ball it up. Right, bounce of the ball. Whitcomb in there. Thumps the ball over his shoulder. Picked up here and a snap by Anakie, Lara. Kicked forward by Wojcik. It comes out. Truan going for the ball out there. Still tapped forward by the Eastern Suburbs defence. Good play out there by Eastern Suburbs there by McCallum, who handballed that out, and the teammate was tripped there going for the ball and take the resulting free kick. And this free kick to be taken by James Vag. Vag now from the half-back line, kicks down towards the wing, pushing and shoving down there, and Eastern Suburbs take a nice mark on the wing. Play on quickly, kick the ball down towards the half-forward flank. Player Rundle down on the forward line this quarter, thumps the ball wide, chases after it, dives on the ball, picks it up, dodges around one. He's still got the ball and tried to handball it out. It goes nowhere. Lara desperately bottling this ball up on the half-forward line for the Eastern Suburbs side, and we'll have a ball up. Right, the bounce of the ball over on the half-forward line. Up they go. Jacobs comes through, thumps the ball, picked up here and kicked off the ground by Jacobs. Where we see in there for Anakie, Lara trying to trap the ball is Green. Takes it wide towards the boundary line. Truan in there also for Anakie, and Brett Ingenberg there for Eastern Suburbs, but the ball beats him across the line, and we'll have a throw-in at the 3.5 minute mark of the third quarter, brought to you by Guest Video Productions. Right, the throw-in, Hazelton gets the tap down for the Anakie, Lara side. A quick handball out to a running teammate there in Graham. The kick off the ground goes down towards the wing, but an uncontested mark taken by Vag for the Eastern Suburbs side. He screws the ball back towards centre half forward, coming out and taking a nice mark for Eastern Suburbs is Black. He's handball to a running teammate. They kick the ball long. Over the back of the pack it goes, bouncing towards goal. Picked up for Anakie, Lara here by Greaves. Comes around, kicks the ball towards the 50-metre line. Running across the front of the pack was Black again. Quick handball to by Eastern Suburbs. They're fiddling about down there. Good play here by Anakie Lara. Get the ball out wide. Tap the ball forward. Held after. Black's in there again. He's got the ball. Drops it to the ground. Kicked off the ground here by Anakie Lara. Picked up here and kicked forward for Eastern Suburbs by Troop. And the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. Apologies in the first half to Stone for Anakie Lara, number 19, and Black, number 50 for Eastern Suburbs. You weren't listed in the program, but thanks to your coaches, we've got them now. Right, the throw-in comes forward. Black in there again for Eastern Suburbs, but Anakie come out of defence, kick the ball down towards the centre. It eludes the players. Running onto it there is McCallum for Eastern Suburbs. Kicks the ball out. Whitcomb takes it. Runs around an opponent. Kicks the ball long towards the goal square over the heads of the players, and 1 point is the result. The first score here for the third quarter comes up at the 5-minute mark, and we have Anakie Lara on 4 goals 4-28, Eastern Suburbs 1 goal 5-11.
Playing quite well at Whitcomb is.
Yes, he struggled a little bit in the first half, but he certainly got into it here in the third quarter. Right, the ball coming in from full-back, a nice kick out over the 50-metre line where we see the Truan couldn't take the mark for Anakie Lara. Kick forward, handball forward by Anakie Lara. Truan in there again trying to pick it up. The big fellow for Eastern Suburbs there couldn't pick it up, and that was Jacobs. It goes down towards the Eastern Suburbs forward line, but the ball beats the players over the line before Rundle could take the mark, and we'll have another throw in. Right at the 6-minute mark of this, the third quarter. Right, the throw in, up they go. Stevenson over in the back, the ball's thumped forward. Black runs onto it, picks it up in the pocket, has a flying shot for goal. Good defensive play there by Anakie through the agency of Ross Primer. Touches the ball through for one behind. We have Eastern Suburbs now go to 1 goal 6-12. Anakie Lara 4-4-28. Waiting on Graham now to bring the ball back in for Anakie Lara, favouring the far side of the ground. Kicks the ball out to the 50-metre line, up high in Eastern Suburbs, couldn't take the mark. Kicked off the ground by Eastern Suburbs down towards their forward line. Thumped out by the Anakie defence. They're onto this ball. Picked up and kicked forward for Anakie there by Rees. Down towards the centre, and a nice mark taken in the centre of the ground by the big fella McLeod. McLeod now. Oh, bad kick, but out here to an opponent. Luckily turned around at the right time and has taken a mark in Kevin Green. Green now, dead centre of this Western Oval. Kicks the ball out towards the half-forward flank. Players set themselves. Over the back it goes. Truan runs onto it. Defensive play here for Eastern Suburbs by Zumbach, but Truan picks it up, kicks it down towards the forward line. A trip on the Anakie player down there, and the free kick will go to Brendan Jolly, even though the Eastern Suburbs backline player took the mark. Jolly now right on the boundary line over there, about 30 to 35 metres out from goal. Lining this up now, comes in. Kicks the ball high, floats it in towards the square, and I tell you what, he's put it through. A lovely goal there by Brendan Jolly. Brings up his second goal for the afternoon. Brings up Anakie Lara's 5th. And at the 8-minute mark of this, the third quarter, brought to you by Guest Video Productions, we have Anakie Lara on 5 goals 4-34. Eastern Suburbs 1 goal 6-12. Very nice goal there, Paul.
Certainly was. Inspiring goal. Lift the team, fellas. Lift his teammates. And he's congratulated by his teammates right now, and that certainly lifts his side.
Right, the ball back in the centre with the umpire. We've got a interchange coming up here shortly for Lara. Up it goes, thumped forward by Jacob for Eastern Suburbs. Kick wide, where we see running onto the ball. Eastern Suburbs try to tap it forward. Good defensive play though by Anakie Lara. Nice pick up and kick forward for Eastern Suburbs there by Ingenberg. Playing a good game. The ball bounces, picked up by Anakie Lara on the half-back line through the agency of Greaves. Runs through centre half-back, kicks the ball down towards the centre of the ground. Players jostle for it. Picked up here by Eastern Suburbs, bring it across the half-back line, down towards the half-forward line. But a nice mark taken for Anakie Lara by Neil Graham. Graham now, half-back line, kicks the ball down towards the wing. Up the players go, and a nice mark there for Eastern Suburbs, taken by the big fella in Carl Ingenberg. Kicks the ball into the centre, got a teammate in there all on his own, and he takes a nice mark in Kondaris. Kondaris in the centre of the ground, kicks the ball towards centre half forward. Players set themselves. Coming across here, thumping the ball forward was Eastern Suburbs. Onto it now, and a handball out wide for Anakie Lara by Hazelton. Sees the ball kicked off the ground for Eastern Suburbs by James Vagg, and over the line, and we'll have a throw in on the 50-metre line on the Eastern Suburbs attacking side of centre. The boundary umpire with the ball now throws it in over the back of the pack. It comes picked up here for Anakie Lara, and handballed out where we see picked up here for Anakie Lara by Larkins. He can't control it. The ball goes down, picked up by Anakie Lara again. Coming through is Truan. Kicks the ball down towards centre half forward. Looking for Jolyon. Chipping across the front of the pack and taking a nice mark for Anakie Lara is Craig Robinson. Robinson now plays on to a running teammate who kicks the ball down towards the pocket. Up over the back, Anakie Lara have got this ball, but good defensive play by Eastern Suburbs. Sees the ball come out towards the wing. Players racing for the ball here. Good play here, Anakie Lara. Being held while not in possession. Picking the ball up. Scragged as he too high, and Adrian Downs will take the free kick. Downs now.
Lucky it wasn't reversed there, Barry.
Right, Downs kicks the ball towards the full forward line. Players set themselves. Thumped forward by the Eastern Suburbs defence. Kicked further forward for them by O'Leary. Down towards the centre, where it's Jacob gets the ball. Kicks it down towards centre half forward. Over the back of the pack it comes. Trying to control the ball there is number 22 in Greaves. He does. Playing a good game for Anakie Lara out there in the half-back line, but his kick goes down towards the wing. Unattended down there is O'Leary. O'Leary kicks the ball down where we see the big fella there in Jennings for Eastern Suburbs. Handball the ball over the top to a teammate who kicks the ball forward. Chipping in there for Anakie Lara and thumping the ball forward for them. And kicking it was Stone. Kicks it wide where players running for the ball close to the boundary line, beats all players over, and we'll have a throw in. Right, we've been going just on 11 minutes here in the third quarter, brought to you by Guest Video Production. Lara 5 goals 4-34 to 1 goal 6-12. Right, the throw in from the boundary line, picked up out there and kicked forward for Anakie Lara down where it over the back of the pack. Eastern Suburbs through the agency there was it McCallum kicks the ball down towards the centre. A mark spilled in the centre for him by Vagg. Picked up here for them, and he has one bounce. Kicks the ball forward for Eastern Suburbs down towards the pocket. Graham leads in the race for the ball for Anakie Lara right on the boundary line. Steadies, kicks down over the centre wing. Picked up here for Anakie Lara by Wojcik. Kicks down, but in defence there, Eastern Suburbs take a mark over in the half-back line. They kick the ball across the ground in towards the centre to a running teammate there who can't control the ball. Picked up and kicked forward for Anakie Lara by Graham over the heads of the pack. Coming across for Eastern Suburbs, we have Troop kick the ball wide and over the line and out, and we'll have a throw in between centre wing and half forward flank on the attacking side for the Anakie Lara side. Right, we've been going 12 minutes into the third quarter. The throw in from the boundary line. No one gets a tap down. Picked up there by the big fella Jacobs. Handballs, but chipping in here for Anakie Lara is Wojcik. He's a scrambling kick towards the half forward line. Coming across the half back line, Eastern Suburbs. Kicked the ball down, but a nice... No, not paid by the umpire. In as Downs for the Anakie Lara side. Kicks the ball around the corner. Running onto it here and kicking the ball forward was Stone. And he finds a teammate right on the 50-metre line. And this is Jamie Nicol. Right, Nicol now chips the ball in towards a teammate down there, but coming out strong in defence. He's gone back to defence as Rundle. He started this third quarter off at centre half forward, but has gone back to defence. Kicks the ball wide out towards the half back line. Leading for the ball out there is number 18 there in Wojcik. Handballs over to a teammate for Anakie Lara, who kicks the ball down, but too wide, I think. No, it bounced before it went over the line, and we'll have a throw in about 20 metres around from the Anakie Lara goal. Right, the boundary umpire with the ball throws it in. Up they go. No one gets the advantage. Jacob over the back for Eastern Suburbs. Thumps the ball forward. Overrunning the ball there was McLeod for Anakie Lara. Kick forward for him by Wojcik. Down towards their half forward line. Skirting the pack here was Truan. Couldn't get away with the ball. Handball out wide by Anakie Lara. Scrambly play. Kick off the ground. Kick towards the boundary line. And we'll have another throw in. Bit of scrambly play at the moment, Paul. Eastern Suburbs not gaining any ground.
No, Anakie just bottling it up there. They're heading to the lead.
Right, quick kick forward from that throw-in by Anakie Lara down towards the forward line, but a mark not paid to the back men for Eastern Suburbs. Kicked out wide by Ingenberg for Eastern Suburbs. Downs comes across the pack, screws the ball back towards the goal square, but it's all Eastern Suburbs, and they take an uncontested mark right in the last line of defence. Right, the ball kicked out there for Eastern Suburbs by Ingenberg out towards the 50-metre line. Picked up out there by Truan, screws the ball back. Sitting, he took his eyes off the ball. Took it too easy there, number 5 in Jamie Nicol. He battles on for the ball though. He hasn't given up yet, but Big Jacob thumps the ball back towards the centre for Eastern Suburbs. But in the way, playing a great game is Greaves. He kicks the ball wide out to the half-forward line, and a nice mark taken out there by Truan. Truan now kicks the ball in towards the pocket to a leading teammate, but he couldn't quite get there. Dive, but couldn't mark it, and that was Brendan Jolly. Right, well, boundary umpire with the ball now. Brings it back in. Jacobs in there for Eastern Suburbs. Tapped down nicely by the ruckman there in green and a quick kick towards goal, and the ball has gone over the line and out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in about 5 metres around from the... No, it's a free kick to Eastern Suburbs in the back line. Right, Eastern Suburbs now drive the ball out towards the 50-metre line. Players set themselves, tapped forward by Anakie Lara. Coming in there, Eastern Suburbs, no, it's Anakie Lara through the agency of Wojcik, couldn't get the ball forward. The umpires found a free kick here for a trip, and the free kick to be taken by Kane McLeod. No, it's not McLeod, sorry. The kick forward there by that Anakie player. Over the back, Downs takes a nice slips mark there, about 25 to 30 metres out from goal, directly in front, and will line up for his first for the afternoon, and hopefully for Anakie Lara, their 6th.
A very handy one.
Right, Downs now comes in. A lovely kick. I think it's floated and it's just got in for him, I think. Yes, it has. It's another goal to Anakie Lara. The first one for young Downs here this afternoon. And at the 16-minute mark of the third quarter, brought to you by Guest Video Productions, we have Anakie Lara on 6 goals for 40. Eastern Suburbs, 1 goal, 6 at 12. I must apologise to some of the players here this afternoon if we don't get your names right to your numbers. It's a little bit hard when scrambly play, but we can only do our best. Right, the ball back in the centre with the umpire.
Hello.
A little bit of jostling here on the wing. The bounce of the ball, up they go. Big Jacobs gets a tap down, playing a good game here, but picked up and sharked and kicked forward for Anakie Lara, and an unattended player down here and taking a mark is Jamie Nicol. That was good play by Anakie there coming through the centre. Nicol lines up, kicks towards goal. Up they go, up over the back as Anakie Lara couldn't take the mark. Picked up here, grabbed very high. Yes, very high. A little bit slow, the umpire, but... he's seen it and has paid the free kick to the big fella at full forward for Anakie Lara, and this is James Durnham lining up on about a 45-degree angle. Durnham comes in and he has missed. A bad miss there by that player, and makes Anakie Lara now 6 goals, 6.42. Eastern Suburbs 1 goal, 6.12. That's brought to you on the Guest Video Production scoreboard at the 18-minute mark. The kick in from full-back. Whitcomb couldn't take the mark. Out there for Anakie Lara is McLeod. Runs around, has one bounce, tries to beat a play. He does. Runs through the 50-metre line. Thumps the ball down towards the forward line, but offline, and 1 point is the result. And at the 18-minute mark of the third quarter, we have Anakie Lara on 6 goals, 7. 6 goals, 6, sorry, 1 goal, 6 Eastern Suburbs. Right, the kick in, out to the 50-metre mark. Downs couldn't take the mark. Eastern Suburbs over the back of the pack, kicked the ball down, but no one down here for Eastern Suburbs. The mark missed there by Graham. Tap forward, he's got support there from his players. A handball out, Graham runs onto it again. Runs through the centre, chips the ball wide out towards the half-forward line. The mark spilled out there for Anakie Lara by Wilczek. Wilcox, sorry. He gets the ball out to a teammate who kicks down towards the forward pocket. Underneath the ball and unable to take the mark was Ingenberg. Picked up here for Anakie Lara. They kick the ball high. Up they fly. Tapped forward there by Ingenberg for Eastern Suburbs. Kicked down by Anakie Lara towards the boundary line. Tapped across there by the Eastern Suburbs defence in David Sears, and we'll have a throw in. Tried the ball thrown in over the back of the pack. Running onto it here is Nicol. He can control it. A quick kick forward by Anakie Lara. The big fella couldn't take the mark. Picked up in a screw kick towards goal. Good defence though by the Eastern Suburbs players. Sees the ball come out towards the half back line. Downs was pushed there. Over the back of the pack it comes. Downs runs onto it. Good shepherding there by Graham. Sees Downs come through. He kicks the ball down towards centre half forward. A screw kick forward for Anakie Lara by Wojcik. And in front taking a nice mark and showing his opponent the ball. Don't want to get too cocky, pal, until you see what this resulting kick is. And it has been taken by the big fella down there for him in Brendan Jolly. Jolly now no more than 20 metres out. Jolly comes in, lines them up, shoots for goal, straight through the centre. That's Jolly's third goal for the afternoon. Anakie Lara's go now to 7 goals, 6-48. Eastern Suburbs 1 goal, 6-12, and that's brought to you by Guest Video Production as a siren sounds to end the third quarter. A very vital quarter in football here this afternoon, and we see Lara have skipped away to lead 7 goals, 6-48 to 1 goal, 6-12, and a very handy quarter again for the Anakie Lara side, Paul.
Well, they set themselves up in the second quarter and they went on with it in that quarter, so they're looking at a grand final win.
Yes, first year, and as you said earlier on in the day, the Anakie Lara boys got themselves together at the beginning of the year, and wouldn't it be a fitting result to cap it off with the major prize in the premiership?
Certainly would.
We'll have a rest and be back for the final quarter here of the Division 2 Under-17 Grand Final, brought to you by Guest Video Productions.